Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some more stuff with the Mustang. We're going to be installing the new fuel pump for this thing. I have a S&H Performance 405 liter per hour fuel pump that we're going to be dropping in. You can buy kits that allow you to do this yourself, but I just bought a drop-in kit. It'll be super easy. Basically all you have to do is remove your rear seat, and then once you have your rear seat removed, get some room in here. And then there's going to be like this plastic cover. There's two. It's on the driver's side. And you just pop it up, remove the electronic, remove the fuel line there, and then you'll tap the ring out. Basically, it's sealing it. Just taps one way, clockwise, I think, or counterclockwise. I'll double check that. Once that's out, you lift the fuel pump a little bit out of the way, pull off a fuel line, and then you just swap it, just the reverse of that. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. Vince and Isaiah are here. Vince has got his tattoo to the next stage. So last you saw it, it was pretty much right there, right?
Yep.
Now he's got the rest of his forearm did. And then is it going to get color or any more?
I don't know if I'm going to do color or not, but it still has to do up in here and some of over there.
I think it looks good, just no color.
Yeah, I think I might keep it this way. I'm kind of fond of the black and gray.
This took 9 hours and it was done by something Ink, what was it?
Ink Therapy Tattoo.
Ink Therapy Tattoo and PDX. Yep. I also got some vibrant fuel lines for that issue that I showed you guys where my fuel line isn't long enough to reach the fuel rails. And Vince brought up a good idea that I don't need to replace the whole thing. I just need to replace this end right here. Or yes, right here, which is a great idea because I'll get to keep the hard stainless steel line all the way up to there and then extend it just a couple inches so it reaches. So I think that's what we're going to do with that. And then once we have the fuel pump in, there is a power wire that we need to run to the back. There's a relay and a whole wiring thing involved. I'll show you guys. Basically, you just run power from here, down, through, over into the trunk, and there's a relay back there. And the last piece, I did finally get my GT500 injectors. These are 60-pound injectors, so they're upgrade over the stock thing I had, or not stock, they're 47-pound injectors, but they're an upgrade over that, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. All right, guys, so we got the old pump pretty much ready to come out. You will need like a tool that's brass, something that is not very hard metal. You'll also want to clean up in here, basically spray it with some soapy water. And then when you do disconnect this line, a lot of gas might come out. My gas tank was pretty full, so your mileage may vary. You'll get your tap and you will spin this ring. Basically this was just sandwiched under. It's just to clamp it down. So now that this is out of the way and we didn't damage it, which is nice, this should be able to come out. Gotta take this ring. We'll clean this up. This is a gasket, pretty dirty. And yeah, damn, this is filled to the brim. So I'm gonna do this kind of off camera. What you're gonna wanna do is lift it up out of the way. And let's see if I can get it on camera, the part that we need to disconnect. So right down there, there's another fuel line that needs to be disconnected. Once that's out, this can pull up and out. You might need a bucket to like set it in. I'm gonna go get one so we don't make a mess in here. All right, guys, I got the old fuel pump out right here. It was really easy to get to. I mean, you just lift it up and then you pull the fuel line off right there. And we're just gonna drop this one in. This is a drop-in unit. There's nothing I need to do to it. I even inspected both, compared them, and we should be good to go to drop this in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now, see if I got this connected. It'll be easier than taking it apart. Getting that fuel line off was a little bit hard, but only took like a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in and show you once we're done. All right, guys, it's just very important to get this completely sealed down. You have these black rings or tabs that the fuel pump needs to pretty much be sit flat with or flush with. Once you have that on, you put the ring on, tap it back in place. I didn't bend mine at all, so it worked out really nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this fuel line back on. There's just snap fittings, and then got this guy right here. Just gonna feed it through this and plug that in. There we go. So that's pretty much all that you need to do. We'll just get this back on, suctioned in, and then I'm actually going to prime the system. I want to see if it works first. So I'm going to put the battery on. We're just going to get a bucket to pour fuel in. I'm just going to turn the key and get it to prime. Yeah, here, hold this. All right, guys, so I'm going to go prime it. We already confirmed it. You can see the fuel. I'm just going to do it one more time so you guys can see it. Fuel came out?
Yep.
All right, cool. And it sounded kind of weird just because it's disconnected. But I can hear it priming in there when I do that. So I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to go. I wonder how loud the pump's going to be when it runs. So I'm going to roll up the windows, put the seats back in place, and pretty much be done for now. Ooh, yeah, let's leave that there just for now. Leave this giant bucket of fuel on top of the engine. That's good. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything back. It's good just to leave it disassembled until you know you're done, you know. Don't want to have to go back and mess with it again. So I'm going to go ahead and roll up my windows and we'll be back. All right, guys, we're back. It is actually the next day. We are starting on running these intercooler lines. So basically I just measured out for this. This is going to be the outlet from the heat exchanger. It's going to come up through here, under the headlight, under the PCM, straight up here and to the bottom. It doesn't matter which one you put it on. Just for how this is going to work, I'm going to have it go to the bottom there, one there. We have our other line. I might run out of line with this stuff. We have stuff that Tristan has left over, but it's going to go from the top. It's going to come down to the front of the motor. We're going to do the bypass mod for the coolant reservoir here. I'm going to do that right now. I'm actually going to unbolt this and just get that pre-made. And then from there, we need to figure out how we're going to mount the bracket, or mount the intercooler pump. I've been having some struggle on how I want to do it. I'm going to have to do some research, check on the Department of Boost Facebook page, see if anyone's posted some photos. But I have a couple of options. I could even just mount to these welds, but just the clearance right here, I need to get the line through. That's pretty much a determining factor on how it's going to be, how it's going to work there. I might space it out so it'll still bolt here, but come out farther. But once we have the lines ran, it'll pretty much give me a good idea of how I want to do it. But we're getting very close to finishing with that. Next, after that, probably get the fuel line made. And once the fuel line's made, we can get that connected, bolt down the injectors, get the throttle body on, and then maybe before the throttle body, get the accessory belt drive already, get the alternator in place. And once we have that, it could fire up. I don't need a tune to fire it up. Definitely better if I got a tune to fire it up first. But waiting on that from Lido. Otherwise, I'll definitely contact Bonneville Performance and just do it with them because they're local and we can get it dyno tuned. My original plan is just to get a tune from Lido, data log it, and then dyno it because I've used him for all my Mustang tuning and he's definitely really good, has a lot of experience with this. So we'll update you once we have some more progress. I'm just going to continue running this, get the bypass mod on, and continue from there. All right, guys, we have an update. So we got the lines pretty much ran, so back there, out and about, and made our bypass. As you can see here, it travels 1-inch line down, and then here there's just 2 lines that bypass it, so air will be able to bleed up here and it'll be able to drain back in it. It's at an angle downward just for gravity, and this is where the line comes out. My plan here is to get the bracket right here in this hole right there, and then I'll be able to make an L bracket up there. So I have 2 points of contact and it'll feed it right into the top just like that. And then from there we'll just have line right in there, and then we can start bleeding the system, checking for leaks and whatnot, and then we'll be able to proceed the rest. I need to go to the store and get an extra one of these and a locking type nut that'll work for it. So we are going to go to the parts store and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we were pretty much done routing all these intercooler lines and getting the pump mounted. Just so you guys can see, that's how I mounted mine. Not entirely happy with it. I wish I had another point to connect it. This bracket's pretty strong and it doesn't move, but this clamp, it just like squishes the pump out, so I might get some like zip ties or something. It is pretty secure now. So I rigged up my jump starter. I don't want to run it off the battery for now. As you can hear, it will run. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this. We're going to start pouring some fluid in there and getting the intercooler bled, watching for any type of leaks, but I think we should be good here. Also got this VP Racing cool down additive. It's basically a water wetter. This stuff doesn't really foam when it goes fast, not much aeration, which is good. And then it says it can reduce cylinder head temperature up to 75 degrees. We're adding it to the intercooler system. I've seen people do this, so it's should be good. So, yep, let's go ahead and add it. Get the pump preloaded. No leaks so far. And then if Brandon, if you could go over to this side, I'll show you there's something that we need to check. I probably actually don't have enough fluid to do this whole thing, but just check over here for any drips. Maybe occasionally check behind, put your hand down here, see if there's any,
Gotcha.
any leaking.
Bar's almost done.
Yeah. Man, that sucks it down fast.
Sucking it down faster than I can pour it.
It's a good pump, right?
All of that.
It's not incredibly loud either. Tristan said his Bosch pump was louder than this.
That one's pretty quiet. You won't hear that over the engine.
Yeah, especially all the way in the cab and stuff.
You'd be lucky to hear that at all once the engine starts.
Here, let's add this first.
Okay.
Here. Gonna add our VP Racing water wetter.
Give me that pull tab. But don't.
So this is yellow antifreeze. I think it turns a different color after a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. I wanted 2 different colors, so if my engine was leaking at all for any reason, I'd be able to see it. Nice. It's a blue bottle now. That'd be cool, having just blue coolant. All right.
Ready?
This also, that water wetter helps lubricate the pump too. That's almost perfect. Let's hold off on that. Oh, it's pretty much empty. Yeah, just dump the rest of it. That might have been perfect. No leaks, right?
No, you got a leak.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Well, there is a leak at the back. That was the only spot that I was pretty concerned about. Seems like only the one closest to us was leaking, so this one was leaking. The other one felt dry. Not a big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and get a clamp on that. Otherwise, I think that was like a perfect amount. Two of those filled it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and tighten that up and see what we can do about getting this bled further. Oh dang! If I want it, I also need coolant for my actual engine. Had to drain that for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that up, and we'll just continue with the bleeding process. It's gonna be pretty easy. All right, guys, we are back. It has been quite a bit of time. Sun is setting here. I did as much as I could do today. I got the whole intercooler system done. Unfortunately, we were still dealing with that little tiny leaks in a couple spots. So right where the meets here, and you guys are gonna hate me, but I'm using some sealant on it just to see if that'll fix it. I'm gonna apply a couple coats. If that doesn't work, then I'll scrape it all off. I'll unfortunately have to like undo that, drain the system, and then fix these. Basically with Tristan's pump, the difference here is when we put the fittings on, we put sealant on the threads. I used Piper's tape. This did not work, I guess. So I'm gonna do this, let this set overnight, add more layers. I'm not gonna run it. And even back here, not such a bad leak. I mean, these aren't like terrible leaks. It's just weeping a little bit in a couple places. So back there, same deal. I put some tape on it. It's not leaking out of the threads. It's leaking out of the threads over there, but this one, it's actually leaking at the elbows, or when it goes and turns, it's just weeping out there. It's really weird. I haven't seen that before. Anyways, I got my injectors in. I got these spacers on, and then I had to cut off the old line to extend it. I got this Vibrant rubber line. This stuff is advertised to be good with gasoline, EA5, methanol. and it won't degrade. I also use it for this. I wanted to reuse my stainless steel line here. I probably will figure out how to. Might just get some more stainless line and extend it, but not usable at the moment, and I also didn't have the fitting for it to work, so I unplugged it where it connects down there. Just use that fitting, extended it, and I got this 90-degree that fits firmly in here. I got this all tightened down, new pipe tape. I haven't primed it yet. I'm not gonna turn the car on. I did get the relay for my pump all up and wired. I did test it. I turned the key on, the pump went, and I haven't primed the system yet to check for leaks, but these are definitely, they're made for them, so it's not gonna be a problem. That shouldn't be any leaks there. So I am totally worn out. I've been working on this all day. This is almost done. We got the intercooler system next. We just have to put the accessory belts on, alternator on, wire up a couple more things, change the plugs, and then wire that line to the fuel pump, and we should be good to fire it up. I got in touch with Lido, and he is going to provide me with the tune, so I'll get on that today. I'll just message him with the details that he needs. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. I worked really hard today. Oh my god, Benson Brandon left a while ago, so I've just been working on this. I haven't been recording, unfortunately. I just wanted to get as much progress as I could done today, so really appreciate if you guys would like, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you in the next video.